Hey everyone, Austin here with Paragon City Games for another walkthrough Wednesday with you. So this week we're going to talk about Wingspan, which is a bird collecting, engine building, resource management game. So the whole point of this game is that you're going to want to collect some birds so that way you can build up your engine, so that way you can get more resources, so that way you can collect more birds, so that way you can build an engine, so that way you can collect more resources, so that way you can buy more birds. Birds give you a bunch of different things. They give you points. They allow you to put eggs on them, which will become important later. And they also allow you, like I said, to collect more resources throughout the game. So the way you're going to set this game up is everybody's going to start off with 5 birds in their hands, and they're going to have 2 bonus cards. Now they're also going to have 8 of these little action cubes, and then they're also going to have 1 of each of these resources, which there's fruit, there's wheat, there's bugs, there's fish, and then there's also rats, because every bird eats something a little bit different. And so you need to have the correct resources in order to buy them. Now you're going to discard some bird cards, you're going to pick a bonus card, and then you'll be able to start the game. On your turn, you'll be able to do 1 of 4 things. Now the first thing that you can do is you can buy a bird. Now in order to buy a bird, you need to have the correct resources. So, for example, this bird right here says that I need to have 2 bugs. So if I don't have 2 bugs, I can't buy this. But if I had 2 bugs, I could buy this. And then what you do after you buy a card is you immediately place it down on one of the correct environments that you can place it down on. Now there's 3 environments. There's a forest, a grasslands, and also like a lake or an ocean kind of a environment. This one specifically can go on the forest or the grasslands one. I just put it on the forest. You can put it on the grasslands if you want. So that's playing a bird. Now the second thing that you can do is you can collect resources. And the way that that works is you'll take a cube, you'll put it down right here on the gain of food resource. And what that means is that you're going to go off the farthest open spot on your board. Now this one right here says that I can collect 2 resources from the resource feeder. So this is the super dope resource feeder that is a dice tower. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the 5 dice, shake them up a little bit, toss them in. Now you've got your resources and I can choose the 2 that I want. So I can choose a fish and a rat if I would like to. Take them out, grab a fish and a rat from the little tokens, and now those are my resources. My turn is over. The third thing you can do is you can lay eggs. Now this is important because you need eggs in order to buy birds the later the game goes. And you get points off your eggs as well. So if I want to lay eggs instead, I can use one of my action tokens to put it down. And then again, you go from the farthest one, the farthest most available spot on that row. So this one says that I can get 2 eggs. So I'll collect 2 eggs and I'll put them down on my birds. Now the birds will also tell you how many eggs that they can have put on them. So for example, this one has 2, this one has 5, this one has 4, and this one has 3. So if I were to take 2 of the eggs, I could put them both on one, or I could spread them out however I would like to. And that is how you lay eggs. Now the last thing you can do is you can draw bird cards. So in order to do that, you take your action cube, put it down on the draw bird cards, and again you go to the one that's the farthest and the farthest open one. And this one says that I can draw 2 bird cards. So what that means is I draw 2 bird cards from the bird card tray. And those will go to my hand. Now, one important thing to note is that some of these birds will have what is called an activated ability. So when you activate a row, that means you put your cube action, or your action cube, down on the row, and then you start from the farthest right, and you trigger every bird as you go along it. So for example, if I were to draw bird cards, I would first draw 2 bird cards. And then this one says, when activated, tuck a card from your hand under this and draw a card. So let's say I tuck it under, I go to draw a card. Go to the next one. That one also needs to be activated. So I will tuck a card from your hand under the bird and draw a card. It's the same one. And then you draw a card. So that way I can cycle through cards if I would like to. This one says when it's activated, you roll dice that are not in the dice feeder. So all the dice that still haven't been, or that have been claimed, you'll roll them. If you get any mice, you get a free mouse. I did not get one, but if I had gotten one, that would have been really cool. And then this one says when it's activated, you gain a cherry from the supply. So you're going to work from the farthest right all the way over, and then whenever there's a bird that says when activated, you can do that. There are some that say when played. So for example, this one says draw 2 new bonus cards and keep 1 when it's played. So you won't be activating that if I were to choose the row that it's on. When you're out of action cubes, then the round is over. You're going to refill this tray with more birds, and then the person to the player's left who went first that round will go first. You'll keep playing until all the rounds are over. There's 4 rounds in this game, and then you'll count up your points and see whoever has the most, and whoever has the most wins the game. So we very highly recommend this game. It's an incredibly popular game. It's one of the best engine building and resource management games out there, and it's a lot of fun to try to collect all the different bird species and to read up about them. This is 1 to 5 players. There is a 1-player version of the game. It takes about half an hour to an hour, depending on how many players you play with. We recommend kids that are maybe a little bit older, so maybe 12 and up, play this game. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at 801 Paragon or message us on Facebook, and we will see you next week. Hey everyone, Austin with Paragon City Games here again for another walkthrough Wednesday for you. It was a lot of 4s. It was a whole lot of 4s. Now it feels like a board meeting. Hello. Bet you wonder why I've called you here. Hey everyone, Austin with Paragon City Games here for you for another walkthrough for Hey everyone, Austin here with Paragon City Games for another walkthrough Wednesday with you. This week we're going to be talking about Wingspan, which is a competitive bird collecting, engine building, resource management game. That was a mouthful. Wow, that was a mouthful. Oh, this is why you don't eat McDonald's at 2 in the morning. Oh, man.